you are here. For those of you just tuning in, my name is CarmelOP, and welcome to Amnesia Rebirth. Last episode, I said this would be the last, or that one would be the last one. I'm going to say the same thing about this one because I think we're near the end. Jesus Christ. It's too late.
I see you, you piece of filth!
Kill him! Kill him!
She will not answer. What have you done?
Kill him!
You must listen. I am trying to save.
Yes, yes, kill his ass. Yep. What the fuck?
What are you?
Have no fear, Tazi Triano. I have no wish to hurt you or your child.
Then let us go! With the portal I can take her home.
She will die. You do not remember?
The child will be born with a sickness. It will waste her to nothing. Here with me, she can live. Here, there is hope.
Oh shit.
I thought I cured her. In that horrible place. You showed me.
A temporary respite. As with her sister, the illness is too deeply rooted. I am sorry. Vitae can halt this decay for a time, but is no cure. She will always need it. Follow. I will take you to her.
Oh, will you? And we'll have to go through a labyrinth of monsters at the same time, like you've always been doing, lady.
I saw the child within you. Only a germ, but growing. I could not let her die.
Why not?
I brought you all to me so she could be saved.
All of us? So one of them could be saved. That seems a little sus to me.
Vitae would give her life, but that she must stay here.
Well, you know, it's an amnesia game. We don't really remember those things.
You would have died in the desert. I had no choice but to make you into something I could control.
Oh,
I
really?
would care for her. I could be the mother I was meant to be.
Oh yeah, another goddess who was like, oh hey.
Look at yourself, Tazi. You have become a harvester. Soon your mind will be nothing but hunger. You can do no more for her, but I can. You must let me be her mother.
No.
Here.
Amarie! I'm here. I'm here, my heart. Shh, I've got you. Mama's here.
Comfort her. Feed her. Say goodbye. You do not have much time. When you are done, leave her and come to me. I will ease your oblivion.
Well, if we just take her anyway.
It's all right, little one.
Are we about to feed her? Yep.
It's all right. Oh, God. Look at us.
Oh, you can see how like changed she is just by looking at her arms.
If we try to go home, can I find a way to keep you safe?
Lady, you're going to change into whatever monsters we've been dealing with the entire game.
But to leave you here with her and all of those things that they have to do to keep her alive. What are we to do? Hush now. Lullaby. Close your eyes peaceful sleep is coming. Hush. Now,
Okay. So yeah, this is the end, I think. Oh, well, I mean, we still have that the red Vitae.
don't you cry. I know. I'm sorry.
We still have that. So I think we're like about to like destroy the whole throne room and stuff too. Do we take the baby with us maybe? I don't know. I don't know entirely.
Is this best for you, Amari? To be here? With the promise of life?
No.
Refuse her. And you and I step out there and see what comes to us.
Please, Tazzy. How can you protect her out in the world?
Watch me.
You have given me no choice. I shall
No. I'm running, bitch.
Don't cry now, little.
The signs were there from her conception. Her body will fail her. It is your legacy.
Listen, I don't need Amari, I do not need you freaking the fuck out right now. Come on, look somewhere else. Come on.
Vitae will keep her whole. You
No.
could not accept it. You
Nope.
chose to run.
Okay, use that. Bam. I mean, she's going to stay stationary. At least she's not moving around like the other ones. Because dealing with those things is a nightmare. Okay, back off the red stuff. That way it doesn't kill me. Okay, we gotta do that 2 more times. No, just you, lady.
We can end this. But I don't think we'll survive it, little one.
Yeah, so we can just kind of get... Oh, is the cover going away? Are you serious? Okay, that's kind of a challenge. It's okay. Calm down. We're okay. I think I just chose the bad ending, but I really don't care at the same time. Yes, it absolutely can end this way, because bitch, you crazy. Do this again, then one more time, and then she should be dead, and then we just get the fuck out of here. No, 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 no. Go on through. Come on, go on through. Okay. More red stuff. Good for us. Oh, fuck. We gotta go a long way around. Let me go ahead and do this. There we go. Good. This world sucks. Oh, fuck. This cover's going away. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Stop.
She's changing me.
Oh, shit. So she's actually like... Okay. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Wait, what? What the fuck? Why won't this door open? Oh, okay. Never mind. There we go. Ah, shit. Come on, open up.
This is it, Amari. If we do this, this is the end.
Yeah, this is the end. Fuck them. Gonna take that back. Okay, we should be able to run to the teleporter and get out, right? No, yeah, I'm pretty sure you had some nefarious reasons to do what you were doing. Uh-oh, run, get out of here. Come on, let's go, let's go. Oh, is that it? We're just dead? Okay. I think I might have chose the bad ending, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, everybody else on the trip died. Because, I mean, like, the whole point of it was, like, she refused the deal, so everybody else kind of, died. That's what happened. Everybody else on the plane died because she refused to give her baby to the crazy lady. I just don't know how she made it back out to the airplane. I don't understand how she made it back out there. I'd have to watch like a recap of it or something. I don't know. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do. Completed the story, sacrificed everything to cast down a god and end suffering. Okay. All right. Frictional Games Production, Amnesia Rebirth. Okay. Can we skip this? No. Okay, but what we can do is go ahead and start the review because, I mean, we can start the review. Let's see here. Where is the 10-point review system? There you are. Full screen you. Let's see here. Don't save. All right. Now for the fun part. Okay, Amnesia Rebirth. 7 hours to beat. Store page. Let's go ahead and get. So it took 7 hours to beat. It is a $30 game from Frictional Games. I think this is her 6th or 7th title. So 1, 2, technically 3 because Requiem's in there. 4, 5, 6, 7th title. Amnesia Rebirth. Okay. So, with that being said, let's get to looking at how we're going to judge this. So graphics overall, this came out in what year? What year did this come out? This came out 3 years ago. Ugh. Yeah, these promotional images, there's some rough spots in it. But overall, graphically, from an indie developer, would you consider them AA developers now? That's the thing. Would you consider Frictional AA developers now? That's my question. Let's see here. I want to say they are AA developers, so I mean, I'm not giving them a pass on that. Subjectively. Objectively, maybe you could. Maybe. You know, I'm not inclined to, but objectively, graphically, it's okay. They're still a small studio. However, it shouldn't give them a free pass, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So with that being said, I guess graphically it'll get a 1. Graphically. Actually, hold on. Before we go any further, let me do this. So, let me do this really quick. Control S. There we go. Now, okay, sound was good. Not much going on though. Monster sounds were kind of all right. There wasn't that many to begin with. Let's be real here. Not much going on. This one's actually kind of rough. I think for sound, I I mean, what was there, like 2 monsters types? 3, maybe? Maybe in case I went by one and never noticed. I'm thinking sound might get a 0 here. Yeah, I think it gets a 0. Honestly, I think the sound gets a 0 objectively. Because there's not much going on. The ambience is okay, you know, but I don't know. Just, it doesn't... Nothing stuck out. Nothing was like, oh, hey, you know. Either way, music was good. I enjoyed the music. It definitely played its part. It definitely played its part adding tension and calmness when it needed to in a horror game. It did it did its job. Polish bugs and crashes. I think I noticed 1 or 2 during my entire playthrough. So in total, it gets a 1. It did good. It did good on that front. Let's see here. Story. So it's an Amnesia game, so you kind of have to rediscover everything that's gone on. You know what I mean? Like nothing is like kind of laid out for you. Like you kind of discover as you go, obviously. You start out in the plane, you go into the caves, you come out, you go to the fort, you go underground. You know, there's a flow to it for sure. And then you discover kind of what happened as you go, and then like it all kind of comes together at the end. But there's still there's a large dump towards the end. But either way, it's enough to keep you interested and keep you engaged the entire way. So I can't really knock it. So I think that's a 1 objectively. Effectiveness and engagement of gameplay. So the puzzles were all right. The monsters, on the other hand, so you had the security camera one. That's what we're calling. We had the security camera, and we had the regular drones, which those are the only 2 that I remember, and the boss, obviously, but I'm not counting the boss. Fuck that. I can't think of anything. Of any monsters. I did like what they did with the genies at the beginning of the game, but like I don't think that was in the fort rather, but I don't think that was like an actual thing. You know, like it would have been cool if it was in a way, but I don't think it was in reality. So, but regardless, so the monsters are there. I ran past a couple of them. I just ran past them. Especially when we first got to really encounter one, I went through that first room and then blasted past the second one as it was spawning. So that's really it. Other than that, the monsters aren't really too present. A lot of it's your fear management, which is silly. I don't like that mechanic. It's just kind of meh. It's just kind of there. It's not, I don't think it's that good. So, I'm trying to... I mean, yeah, there's really not much, so... I think I guess a 0, unfortunately. Replayability post-game, there is no post-game. Once you finish it, you can go load a previous save and go do the alternate ending. After you beat this, I'm never coming back to this game. Like, I'm done with it. It's getting uninstalled and never being touched again. You know, and that's okay, but you know, the reality is they're asking for how much money again? $30 for a 7-hour experience, which is pretty solid actually. You can't complain for 7 hours. Yeah, we'll just rate it a flat 7. You know, for $30, what is that? So that's 7. So hold on, that's 7, 14, 21, 28. So like working a 4-hour shift at minimum wage, you can buy it. Almost minus taxes and stuff. But yeah, I mean, either way, you're not going to play it again. So unfortunately, that gets a 0. But your length's too little too much. I think it's just right. Even personally, I think it's just right. The story keeps moving it along. That's really, I mean, the pacing's fine. Like there towards the end, I was getting a little tired of it. But like when you can see that it's the end and you still have more to go, or you're just kind of done with it. But either way, it still gets a 1 for me. Like like objectively $30 for a 7-hour experience. You know, maybe 6. Like even there's an achievement for speedrunning it in under 2. You know, environments and differentiation. I've said this about every video game that's set in a desert setting. It is hard to nail it. It's hard to nail it, but let me look up the levels really quick, actually, before I even get into the deep dive of this. Let me think. What's your Amnesia Rebirth walkthrough? Let's see what we have. IGN, we have the desert, the cave, the dark world, the deeper caves, desert path, fortress, arsenal, cistern, oasis, alchemist chambers, tomb of Tin Hanan, portal chamber, hunting grounds, catacombs, theater, factory, lower factory, village, tower, throne room. I think they kind of over separated that, but all right. But I don't think it's really. I just don't think it's that fantastic, if that makes sense. You know, it's just not. It's just not. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just not that fantastic. It's not. You know, as much as I hate to say it, it's not that great. No, like I mean, there's in that and like so you got desert and you got ethereal world, which, you know, we're on the outskirts of kind of technically in some areas, and other areas we're just kind of in some kind of factory setting. Oh, you can't? I'm sorry. Thank you for at least telling me. Let me switch it to. Let me try this. Yeah, I've been wanting to do like a custom. I keep going and doing these like custom screens almost. There we go. Like I'm wanting to get like 3 different brackets, one for objective review, subjective, and chat review of a game. But like every time I come up with one, like I don't like it and then I scrap it. Because I'm wanting to do like 1 column subjective, 1 column objective, and the last one being chat, what chat thinks about a game. But like I don't, every time I make it, I don't like it. So like there's that. So I gotta think of something. I might have to get, I don't know what I'll have to do for that. But either way, environments, it's a desert setting, not easy to do. It's really a challenge to get anything to be really that different in the desert. I've thought about that, just doing this, but at the same time it looks lazy. I don't know. I'll have to figure something out for it. It just that I want to redo it. Like I think music, like I want to take music, sound, and graphics out and make those worth negative points to where like if a game doesn't land those, like they get a negative point. So it could be an 8 out of 10 and it gets bumped down to a 7 because they didn't land one of the 3. Because these 3 are so easy to get, like I kind of think I need to remove them. Even though on sound, I don't think the sound in this one was that great. But it's something I'm working on. I get stuff close and I'm like, I don't like it. That's really it. But regardless, environments is a 0. You know, it's a desert. You've seen desert, it's caves, you've seen caves. And you get these ethereal worlds, which you don't really get to interact with much because you're too busy running and hiding. So yeah, and these, you know, those large puzzle rooms, which are kind of meh in my opinion. But the entire package put together, I think it's fine. I think it does a good job as a horror game, and it was Frictional Games' first horror game in like 5 years after Soma. So not too bad, not too bad. So with that, objectively from me, you could say, let's see, game got you scared though, that should be worth something. It does, but it does get you scared, but there's not much going on. Like, I'm not throwing rocks or anything to distract a monster. I'm not, leaning didn't feel like it was needed. There wasn't that many monster encounters to begin with. They relied on a mobile security camera for a monster, and that was just kind of more annoying than a challenge. But there were parts that scared me for sure, absolutely. But at the same time, you got to keep that going, because once the player figures out, like, oh, hey, that's how this works, then they're not scared anymore. Like Dead Space. Like, Dead Space is terrifying until they tell you to shoot off the limbs, and then it's like, oh, okay. And then, like, if they added different monster variants that all did something a little bit different, you know, that operated in different ways, sure, fantastic, but they didn't. So once you got used to the 2 monster types, that was it. That was unfortunately it. You know? Because they've done it in the past. They had the water monster Amnesia, the Dark Descent. They had the worm in Penumbra Black Plague, which is, you know, just a small environmental thing. I don't really remember much from Machine for Pigs. It was more of a story-heavy game than anything. But we just got done with, like, the Resident Evil series, and they had, like, you know, Mr. X/Nemesis chase you around the entire game world, essentially. You know, and that was a neat mechanic. You know, I just kind of feel like they could have threw a few more monsters in there. That's really it. Because, like, once it got to where we were, like, fighting or running away from moving security cameras, like, it was just an annoyance. At that point, it's just a stealth game, which most horror games are, to be honest. But I don't know, it definitely reminds you of that they are just moving security cameras. Altogether, objectively, for a 7-hour experience for $30, it gets a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10, which is not bad. I don't think so. I don't think 6 out of 10s are bad. Like, I really don't think so. Like, whenever I see a game get a 6 out of 10, like, it just tells me it's competent. Most people won't touch a game if it's below a 7 or an 8, which is kind of silly in my opinion. But hey, to each their own. Subjectively, the graphics for 2020 from a AA dev, because that's what they are now. They've released several games now. They're a AA developer. They're not indie. Well, I mean, they're indie. They're not AAA, but they have more of a budget than indie devs. So I would call them a AA developer, meaning that if they launch multiple games that all suck, they will shut down. So graphics overall. Some parts looked okay, some parts not so much. You can kind of tell when you're in some lit areas, like how rough some of the textures are and some of the models. You know, the monsters weren't really that scary either. Like, some of the themes behind them monsters were, like, definitely scary, but beyond that, you know, the monsters themselves weren't too crazy. What they're, you know, really known for is those monster designs. So that gets a 0 for me. Sound remains a 0. Nothing really stood out. Nothing really stood out sound-wise. Everything was just like par for the course almost. That's why I'm getting rid of these first 3, because most games meet these regardless. Music was good though. Music was tense. Music had your heart racing had my heart racing because I didn't know if something was behind me or not. Definitely made it feel the part that something was happening. Polish. There were like some very small things off the top of my head that were standing out. But beyond that, I don't think anything really was broken. Nothing seemed out of place, no crazy physics errors, no visual bugs, no sound issues, nothing. So, like, this is one of the few games I'll give a 1 on polish to. Like, there's like maybe 1 or 2 small menial things, but like they're so far gone from like what you're actually doing, it doesn't matter. Story, what's your story? So, land on or crash in a plane. You go on this whole adventure with everybody else on the plane, and then your main character makes it back to the plane. Then you start the game and you rediscover what happened. That's kind of like been like the benefit of most Amnesia games, is that like your character has already done these things and you're relearning it, which is fun. It's like, I think it's fun, at least, that you've done these things and you just don't remember. Like, it's just a fun thing. I mean, as I explained earlier, it all makes sense. It keeps the story moving from point A to point B to point C to point D to point Z eventually. The two different endings is stupid, but it is what it is. You know, you have some choice, I guess, whatever that means. Oh god. But regardless, I'm giving it a 1. I like the story. You know, it's just fun. You know, it turns from like the desert survival story into, oh shit, you know, there's some mystical being that saved you all, and you're just now relearning all this. You know, effectiveness and engagement of gameplay stays to 0, especially one of the biggest turnoffs for sure. Then I didn't mention it in 6 on objective, but it's definitely there, is that you have to take a break every now and then when the baby kicks to check on it, and that breaks immersion so much, because it feels like a chore almost, and not something you need to do. It feels more like a chore than anything. Yeah, I forgot to say that, but that's definitely present. It takes you out of the moment, and you're reminded that you're just not some person existing. You're someone with a story, a past, blah, blah, blah. And it's very annoying. Like, the story's great, don't get me wrong, but it definitely takes you out of it. Like, I don't need the player character I'm playing as to say, oh shit, I'm scared, when I'm literally saying it, oh shit, I'm scared. Or I don't know what to do, or and the character saying literally a second later, I don't know what to do. Like, you know, like, maybe that wasn't a great choice either. But hey, it is what it is. It's still a 0. Replayability, I'm never playing this again. I'm done with it. It is what it is. Length, I think, is just right for $30. You get a 7-hour one-time experience for $30. That is if you finish it. But the story helps with the pacing for sure. It doesn't feel like 7 hours. It definitely feels like you're just moving and grooving and things are happening. You're just trying to survive. You're not worried about how long the game is. But at the end, you know you're at the end and you're ready for it to be over with. So yeah, environments. I've said it once before. I'll say it again. Deserts are hard to do. So that's a 0. They didn't do. It's hard to do. It's hard to do deserts. It's so hard to do desert environments. It doesn't matter if it's a building in a desert. It's just that area. I don't know if I'm biased against that and don't know it. I might be. But let's see here. Assassin's Creed Origins got it right. There's one other game that got it right. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I know Origins got it right for sure. I'm trying to think of one more that did. Because here's the thing. Here's how Origins got it right. It was a huge map. Huge. And then you have little pockets of civilization. Because in reality, that's what desert is. It's just nothing than pockets of civilization and pockets of things that are happening. That's as close as you're going to get it in a desert setting. That's why they're boring. It's just hard to make it work. And Origins made it work because it understood the assignment. It understood, hey, there's nothing here. Let's just put little bits of civilization here and there and call it a day. And that's what they did, and it worked. But for the ethereal places, I'm calling them ethereals because that makes sense. For the ethereal places, they all look samey. You don't know what's going on, kind of, until about halfway through, then you figure it out. But either way, it's just kind of meh. You know? You kind of know where you are, but that's just because you're doing map layout in your head. You know, it's not like there's any visual indicators or anything like that, no different color. You know, it's just meh, boring environments. But then I just got done with Scorn like a week ago, or a week or two ago, so there's that. The entire package put together, I think it's good. I think people should play it. If you're a horror game fan, you should definitely play it. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth 30, maybe not $30, maybe 10, 15. But, you know, if you pay 30 for it, I think you'll be okay. Plus these games go on sale all the time. All the time they go on sale. So I wouldn't be too hurt. You know, or they won't be too hurt if you buy it on sale. You know what I mean? It's just reality. So with that being said, it gets a subjective score of 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5 out of 10. There's some things that could have improved. The game's kind of... So this is like what some horror games do, is like, because they're so dark, they don't work too hard on textures, but in my opinion, like, no matter how bright or dark the game is, it should still look good in case it's ever fully illuminated. Sound, nothing really stood out, nothing that I can remember. I make mental notes, and, you know, the sound was just not fantastic. It's just there. They took a 5-year break. I feel bad for them because they took a 5-year break and this is what they delivered. You know, it's kind of sad. That, and they didn't really change up gameplay that much. They gave you like a hand compass thing, which was kind of dumb. It just kind of existed. It's kind of dumb. I mean, it helps you figure out where to go, but like at the same time, like there's so many clues and like the developer guiding the player on where to go in the game. There's so much of that. You don't. I used it like once or twice, like legit. Replayability again. You're not gonna replay this from beginning to end within a year. You're not. Unless you're a speedrunner, which you like speedrunners. They don't fall in this category. They don't. This excludes speedrunning because that's just for a different breed of human. Length was just fine, but the environments, again, it's hard. It's so hard to do desert, and cave is a cave. You know, it's so hard. Unless you're doing like Scanner Sombra or Dear Esther type caves, you know, like that's kind of the only time it really makes it different. It makes it worth a damn, you know. So yeah, 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. That's what it gets.